live streaming it.
You're kidding.
Yeah, this is running live.
Well, tell me more about that. Who's watching? Why is it being live streamed?
So we set up a hashtag.
Okay.
People follow the hashtag. Hashtag is Barbicide.
Barbicide. Okay.
Yeah. And people follow it and can comment as it goes along.
Do you know how many people are going to be watching?
It says it. We had 4 and we're like,
Wait, hold on. Barbicide is a hashtag.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna. What should I tell people? How do they watch the stream?
If you just look up the Barbicide hashtag on Twitter, you'll find it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna Facebook it and tweet it.
Awesome.
Wow. Yes. I do not tweet. But I've recently felt like I'm actually gonna take them.
Buddy.
What's that? Oh yeah? So I was looking at the dead So we start. You can. Oh yeah, you can squeeze in here. We can. All right, you can. Yeah, totally.
Oh, that was big. Is that you?
Yeah, that's him.
That's him. Okay.
Yep. You put that on the pillow. Yep. I decided that when I started tweeting, right? It's going to be anonymous.
You guys have room?
Yes, very good.
You know what? Let me get that vase. I'll put it on the side.
Alright, cool. Sure?
Yeah.
I'll also put my laptop back down
Yeah, I got
there
it.
if that's okay.
No worries.
Alright, great. Got it? Thanks. Oh yeah. How do you know about this? Oh, you're the playwright. Okay, your name is...
surprise.
Sean. No, hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
You wrote to the play?
I did. Sean. But I was going to wait until it's over to say that.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry,
I'll pretend like I didn't know that.
how you guys doing?
Very good. I will tell you this though, when I walked in, I was like, that guy. When I walked in, I knew that it was you. You have a playwright? Yeah. Because you, yeah.
And that's that playwright look.
Look. Yeah. That and also the energy. It's there. It's present. I'm not even making this up.
I guess good. I don't know.
I'm not even making this up. Like I was like, this guy has a hand in the play.
Good daddy, just not old and must be a writer.
He's definitely not an actor. Oh, that's hilarious. Because you don't have a t-shirt.
There's no t-shirt, he doesn't have a look.
Right?
I had 2 sides to the 2 weeks. I only made it
Yeah.
Is he making a comics video after this?
Yeah. Why not? Let's make it happen.
Scary.
Yeah. You're in.
You're the plug story. Yes, I'm going to be a anonymous tweeter.
Really? So no one's gonna know.
Exactly. Nice. I love that. I'm gonna like start to take that. I love that. See how this morning about one of the world's largest watch brands. That's cool.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, so sorry. You're meeting college early after this.
Oh yeah, so once you get in,
There is an event going on at the Blind Barber tonight, which Elizabeth told me about. It's one of her friends who I was introduced to. His wife's having a birthday there, and I was like, oh my god! So I texted her. You got me a text. I was like, oh, maybe I should like turn up. And I was like, no, because Elizabeth said she may be there later, and I'm taking it. I told her I'm not talking to you for a while.
yeah, thanks.
I actually have one in my back pocket. Yes, thank you.
Wait, hold on.
You have one?
Thank you.
Brian, so what's Sean been doing? Is this yours?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm kind of in love with this setup. It's like a little intimate concert.
I don't know who they were.
I get to
Really? I heard that.
because I need to barber shops. This
Yes. Really?
that to me says I'm a window.
No, I see that.
Because that's what's happened to me. I remember Dad used to go to the barber shop. I was like, oh, I'll go in.
Right.
He's like, you do, and walk out. I'm like, have you seen my fucking hair? And because I like long, crazy hair. He took a razor and he raised it back to the channel on the tree, and then I guess, the ending barbers have to really short at the sides. And I'm like,
So that's not I'm supposed to stay away from it. So that's your.
Nothing that goes.
I almost threw it out the window.
I love the going to ours. That's why
And then Jerry's like, just come and there's my dad. All we need.
So, aren't they based out of San Francisco?
Yeah, but we have.
I used to love this style of studies, and actually, when we used to go on photo
Like,
shoots.
oh, I need time to clear up my computer, but I don't have time, so I'm just doing it. And the best part about it was, I mean, I was only looking for just like a regular job.
Why?
I'll train Jared.
Just keep one thing in mind, right?
Right?
Oh, okay, I'll use this guy. That's the guy that we just talked to. That's the guy we just talked to. After you wrote all that.
Oh yeah. But she's a pop. I wrote it. I just finished a new script. I am not stopping until I work. She's in Princeton doing something, and she said, let's try to do something this summer. We'll try to like get some actors together. Because it's so rare that I write an email.
I just want to get it. That could be a good experience.
Really? I'll take it.
Yeah.
Is that going to be next year's? Is that going to be next year's book?
I guess so. The entire number of people in the constellation parlor.
You want to go for the
So we work together. Say again? I tried that stuff.
Oh man, I just explained until
I don't know what it is. Barber very busy and I'm sure come around to Barbara you have to do, right?
chatter cards and open up companies.
And you see that
Where's the client?
posting by Peter?
Old barbershops I went into. I would always walk out with short back sides.
word
If
that.
I was to walk into here, would I work out?
Whenever I try to go somewhere, I'm working.
A barber usually show back inside. Hairdresser. So something about here or somewhere in between this kind of world that you don't know.
Kinda, yeah.
Bar, dress,
Many other friends.
Trial you out for experiment's sake. Do this up. And your logo is a necessity.
Which is the greatest
In
thing
all
ever.
fairness,
No.
immediately gives brownie points.
When you say no, we're talking about.
Especially so tiny yet, I would have.
No one wants to be that girl.
How's this?
Try to get together with them. Working?
Oh yeah, I'm completely in the way.
Oh, really?
The live stream. I like this idea.
Yeah, right?
I'm just gonna live stream everything in my life.
Great.
You'd be the new Kardashian.
Like me, right? Huh? Would you like this?
Hi everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks so much to Mustache for hosting our reading of Barbicide. This is it's been a long journey getting this play just to here. We started about 6 months ago with a workshop of this production, and now we're here and we're hoping to expand it even more. And just so you all know, right now we're streaming live on Ustream, so hi to everyone on the web watching us. But besides that, you guys can watch it when you go home, or if you get bored, or you don't have to watch it at all. There's a 10-minute intermission, and after the 10-minute intermission, there's a 40-minute act. Bathrooms are located right down that hallway. Please use them between the intermission. Outside of that, we also have lots of booze and cheese for you to enjoy, so please take part in that. And Urban Cricket was really generous and donated an entire limited edition line of shirtwear to get this production off the ground. So if you want to pick one up, 2 glasses of wine get you a $10 shirt. So you may want to look into that. But other than that, enjoy the show.
Barbicide by Sean Pompisello. Tedesco and the Judge. Mrs. Leonetti and the Beggar Woman. Anthony and Toby. Joe. New York, July 1964. Act 1. Nothing ever changes. Not that much. Lights blink on and find Anthony and Tedesco on a bench. Anthony is in a seeming recruit Navy uniform with a duffel bag at his feet. Tedesco, many years Anthony's senior, is in an ill-fitting suit, carries a dog-eared paper bag brimming with his belongings and a teddy bear. The two smoke and talk.
I see a yellow.
From the cab stand.
Hacks pulling in,
Taking fares.
peeling out,
A lonely jackhammer.
flattering off in the distance,
There's a gridlock.
up and down 8th,
Spilling onto
back
42nd.
around the 9th,
The honk.
and holler,
Hell's Kitchen.
fucking move it, you jerk!
Manhole covers hissing and pissing
It's
steams.
like the whole city's about to blow.
Pavement dotted with gum.
Condoms, candy wrappers.
And Mexican food puke.
Listen,
Hear the skunk of them bus brakes?
we support authority.
Bus terminal.
Armpit of New York.
The world.
The universe.
Sidewalks choke.
Businessmen.
Secretaries.
Laborers,
Dirty
janitors.
faces, filthier fingers.
Iron workers, steam fitters.
Steeplejacks.
What's a steeplejack?
I don't know, I was just trying to add a little whatchamacallit color.
In
It's
other,
all,
in other words, people from all walks.
all colors and creeds.
Niggas, spicks,
Sometimes I stare at a chink and see early man. Yeah, but keep that under your hat. Neighborhoods are all intermingled these days.
They are, are they?
Oh yeah, and all of them to a man.
We're talking every shape and size.
Pushing,
Shoving.
dodging, yammering bums.
What's your favorite city? Generosity.
Drop a coin in his hat.
I got one last with the collection played on Sunday.
Sorry, father.
Go back to Boinkin' Boys.
Fucking boys. That's good.
Me and Anthony.
Tedesco and me
Right in the center of all of it.
parked on a bench.
Met on a Greyhound.
Empire Service.
Niagara
To
Falls.
Albany.
To New York City.
Boom. Lands us here.
Riding the pine.
Had ourselves one hell of a bus ride.
3 grueling hours.
And closer to 4.
Never been up that way.
Real pretty.
The foliage.
Real pretty.
Bus driver rode the brakes the whole
No
way.
fucking way.
Plus the business with the bathroom.
Swishing.
And fucking squishing every turn.
Door was on the latch.
Flip, flap, flip over and fucking over. Hair thick with a stink of ass.
Oh, me? Oh, no, yeah, I'm just back from the service.
Navy.
Got discharged.
Cause, what do you call it?
Penile urethral stenosis.
In other words, his dick hole closed up on him.
Yeah, missing 3 painful streams.
Stop, I don't know, my mouth's starting to water and juice over here.
Whoever heard of such a thing? Penile urethral
You
stenosis?
got me.
Well, but it's fixed. I'm all good down there.
But they still discharge him on account of it.
Yep.
Just got released myself, but, from the joint.
Dan and Laura.
Must have dropped a few in the stern. Swimming.
You'll love this. Listen, what you been doing upstate there, Tedesco?
15 to 30, that's what.
Snappy comeback, am I right? Oh, and tell him the rest.
What, whole Flushing thing?
No, tell him that.
I come from Flushing, see?
Out in Queens there.
Right, right.
And?
And so's he.
Same freaking neighborhood!
You know, he's up Northern Boulevard.
Fleet Street for him?
Small world, huh?
Fucking A it is.
Fucking A.
They got the World's Fair now.
Flushing Meadow there.
Man's achievement
On a shrinking globe.
in an expanding universe.
Them words plastered all over the papers.
God, yeah.
All these familiar faces.
From a distance,
It's like-
anyway.
Hey, there's old man Peretti, corner butcher, remember?
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at Nicky Spanicki. Remember he used to run numbers for what's his face?
Hey, he's the guy with the pants up to his tits, right?
yeah, sure.
Over there, the country, the shoe shine spook.
Oh, with the gold bicuspid, am I right?
Same, for a penny that yam will put a shine in your floor shines. You could look up skirts with them.
But then, see.
Right, I know. They all come up close.
And there's somebody else.
It's just like them.
Tedesco is lost in his reverie for a quiet moment.
This thing's been eating me.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
You ain't never heard of no Della Croce now, have you?
Del Croce, huh? No, I don't think so. How come?
Paulie Della Croce. That name do anything for you?
Paulie Del Croce. Paulie. Oh, you mean the judge?
Who?
Yeah, you're talking Paulie the judge. Sure, I know. I mean, I know of him. He does a lot of water.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, whole neighborhood knows the judge.
City's Genovese.
Because he's the judge of the commission.
The commission, I ain't found.
What, you crawl out from under a rock?
No, I just been shipping one.
A couple years back, all right? All the families had a beef with one another, okay? This one done this to that one. That one's brother got a little ticked off, goes back after this one. A couple guys get a little hot under the collar. One of them eats a bullet. Then someone, listen to this, someone else pitches a pineapple in one of their social clubs. Takes out like the whole fucking place. Before you know it, we got a little war on our hands. What to do, right? So all the families put their heads together, okay? They create this, what do you call it, commission. See, bring a little order to things, you know, make sure everything's on the up and on.
Commission, brother, things sure have changed, all right.
Come again?
I'm saying, while I was in a joint, the world got turned on its ear.
And nothing ever really changes, not so much.
I go into Artie Shaw, I come out the Beatles. What's a fucking
You want to
Beatles?
know about the judge or what?
Yeah, I'm sorry, go.
Anyway, they appoint him the judge.
Paulie, we're saying.
Right, Paulie the judge. Big into produce.
Same guys, always with the vegetables.
So what's your beef with Paulie?
He's a rat, that's what.
Rat hat.
Ratted out a friend of mine, put him away for 20. Then goes and steals the guy's wife and kid, too.
The judge done that?
Paulie did, yeah.
What do you mean steals them?
Meanwhile, my friend's away in stir. Paulie, the fucking snake, goes behind his back, takes him, all right? Yeah, jeez. But you don't hear people chewing on that one that much nowadays.
Who was this guy, the jailbird I'm talking?
He's just a guy.
What's his name? Maybe I know.
Trust me, you don't know him. Listen, I gotta be going.
Hey, wait, you want to share a cab?
No, I'm good.
Then maybe I'll see you around Flushing, huh?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Fleet Street, remember. Look me up if you like.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Walking off into the dusk.
Buildings painted with the first hints of night.
Sidewalks start to thin.
Street lamps.
Switch on. West Side Highway.
Stops its hum. Night.
Falls.
Tedesco leaves. Anthony sits with the story. Blackout. It ain't the rain, it's the meat. Mrs. Leonetti is on the nod, seated on a stool at center stage. She is slightly matronly in her marinara-stained apron, but regardless possesses a certain undeniable air of sexiness. Tedesco stands apart from her, still toting his paper bag and teddy.
Rainy day.
Real quiet.
Been pissing on me for hours.
Maybe I'll close up shop.
Got a shiver damped down to my BVDs, standing on Fleet Street out in front of the old pizza joint.
No use lining Con Ed's pockets.
To a quarter a slice now, huh?
Maybe I'll take it a matinee.
Neighborhood sure has changed.
You can always take Aunt Chippy to the beauty salon.
With all the spear chuckers.
Or go watch my soaps on Goldie and Irving's set.
So I entered. Door dings.
Ugh, customer.
Should have had my head examined.
Ah, it's just that bum. Been standing outside all morning.
Spending last night in that there men's shelter.
Hope we don't ask to use the John. Bathrooms for customers only.
Never again. I'll sleep in a dumpster before I go back there.
Must not be from around here.
Last place was packed with head cases and homos.
Around here, they'd sooner eat their shoe than touch my pie.
Got an early start, watched my dogs in a park fountain.
Hey,
What's doing? Put my daily dump in an alley on 220th Street. Wiped with the paper.
yeah. I know this guy.
Same old shop, though. Only different.
What's that?
Wasn't talking to you.
What'll it be?
You got a menu?
She hands him a menu and he flails at another bug.
You got macaroni mars, miss.
Macaroni mom.
It's summer.
So?
You own a restaurant. How do you not know this?
No, what?
Just seal up your ronzoni in the summer, else you get worms turn into moths, all right? What do you got here?
You got everything but your security blanket there, don't you?
Gonna serve me a crap wise.
It's starting to come down out there.
What?
Rain, I'm saying.
A little bit, yeah.
Paper said sun.
Didn't read the paper. It's keeping the customers away, huh? The weather?
It ain't the rain. It's the meat.
Meat.
Oh, it's no good.
Guess that rules out the meatball parm, don't it?
Meatball, sausage, pepperoni, capicola, salami, mortadella. Keep away from it.
Come on, all of it.
All of it. Serious.
But I was gonna order me the...
Hey, you don't want to take my word for it?
He jammed a slice of meatball in my mouth.
No good. Am I right or am I right?
Maybe the worst thing I ever ate.
I pour him a little wine. Wash his mouth out.
Ugh.
Rancid, right? Worst pie in Flushing.
New York.
The world.
The universe.
And you can take that to the bank.
Got no business serving that lady.
I got no business, period. But my hands is tied.
How come?
On account of Genovese. That's how come.
Genovese.
Cousins of the Capagrossos. The butchers. Got me on a little, contract. Break it. Order my meat somewhere else. They send in the goons, okay? Last time they come and done a little number on my window. Look it. Still busted over there.
I asked you to top me off, put a little alcohol in the radiator, right?
There I go, spilling my guts to anyone who comes in the door.
Let me ask you something. The shop upstairs.
What about it?
Business so bad, why don't you rent it out? Help you cover your nuts.
We don't talk about that place no more, mister.
How come?
Because someone put the Malokias on it. That's how come.
The Malokias.
There was this barber. They lived there, right? Ah, che peccato. Bianchi was his name. Heard of him? He was good people. Stop me if you heard any of this. This guy had a wife. Real swooner. Pretty little girl, too. Cute, pink and chubby. Nice family. Real nice. Lived out back the shop there, okay? All the neighborhood buttons used to come and get a little off the top and sides there. You know the kind of guys I'm talking about here, right?
Yeah, I know the kind.
And they all tell me the barber shop was, what do you call it? A front for them guys. Maybe it's true. I don't know. I don't ask questions. Now, this barber, he didn't bother nobody. And I mean nobody. But the head of the crew, see, he took a shine to the barber's wife there.
The head of the crew, huh?
The number one, boss of bosses, the judge. Yeah, listen, I ain't dropping dimes here. I can't afford to have that Jamo's come bashing another window of mine.
All right, okay, go on. What happened next?
Well, what happened is, instead of coming in for a shave and a haircut, they come in to frame the barber. Got him sent north for good.
And what, just like that, this head guy takes the barber's wife and kids? She didn't object or nothing? Just up and goes with him? That what you're saying?
Never mind. It's too, I don't know.
To what?
Shouldn't have run my mouth like that. Forget I mentioned
Well,
it.
forget what? Don't go telling me half the story about the brakes on.
I already said too much.
Lady.
I should have kept my trap shut.
I want to know what happened to the barber's wife.
The judge forced himself on her, all right? Are you happy now?
The judge?
Shh.
Agreed?
She wouldn't have him, so he took her. Poor thing couldn't live with herself. Took a bottle of pills.
My poor Lucia.
I knew it! The minute you come in. I knew it. You remember me, do you?
Yeah, of course.
Years ain't been too kind to you.
Where's my baby girl?
Oh, it's been 20 years, Bianchi.
You think I don't know that? And it's Tedesco now. Bianchi died back there in that 10-foot cell.
She ain't no baby girl no more. You do know that, right?
Where's she at? Where's my Joe?
Judge, he raised her. Gave her his name.
Baby fast.
So sorry.
I'm on Queer Street, all right?
I wish I hadn't let
Things
on.
are starting to go on
Oh,
me.
me and my big mouth.
Watch your head, Tedesco. Watch it.
What to do?
Down I go.
Oh my God, now what?
To make out the rain on the pavement.
Jeez, do I raise the
Hush
head
of
or the
cars
feet?
on the wet street.
Poor thing.
Way off dog barking.
Where do I keep the smelling sauce?
Said nothing. Darkness.
Blackout. One measly apple. Anthony stands before a fruit stand, now in threadbare civilian clothes. On the other side of the stand, polishing apples, is Joe. She's dark and fine-featured, but has a haunting sadness about her. Anthony is attempting to pocket an apple.
Ain't eaten in 2 days.
Clouds have lifted.
Living upstairs at Kusama funeral home.
Look, all the pigeons out.
Help out with the stiffs in return for the room. Sometimes I even take the wheel of the cold meat car when they're short-handed.
Wonder who scooped they from.
Really don't want to be doing this.
Sun's starting to shine. Nice. Real nice.
Oh, she don't catch wind.
Starting to warm me up a bit.
One measly apple, who's gonna miss it?
Joe has a bead on Anthony now.
Mister, I'm not gonna squeal or nothing, but you don't want to be boosting apples off of the stand.
Oh no, why's that?
Because they took the thumb off of the last kid.
Who's they?
You don't know, you got no business shopping here.
Anthony sheepishly returns the apple to the cart. Joe smiles impishly.
Anyways, I wasn't shopping.
I'm Joe. What's your name?
Andy Giordano?
Nice to meet you, Mr. Giordano.
Andy. You don't look like no Joe I ever knew.
Thanks. I think. Where you from, Andy?
Around here? See, I've been away in the Navy.
Oh, sailor boy, I am.
Yeah, that's me.
Anthony appears smitten with Joe, who is shielding her eyes and directing her attention to the sky.
Would you look at that?
What is it?
Do you know anything about pigeons, Anthony?
No, nothing. Why?
You see that one there? Up there, the one that's circling? That's a tumbler. An Armenian tumbler, actually.
The gray one you saying?
No, not the gray one. That's a tippler. You can always tell a tumbler by that sort of light, the kind of speckled tail she got. You see it?
Yeah.
Well, that tumbler is a hen from my coop. Somehow, don't ask me how, that gray tippler lured my tumbler away into Tommy Yak's coop.
Tommy Yakavino? From down the block, I know Tommy real good.
Well, you can tell him. He's got my tumbler.
What do you call Kipler, that lured your bird? Your,
My tumbler.
yeah, tumbler, yeah. In mail?
Yeah, cock. Yeah. Don't even.
What? I didn't say
You
nothing.
didn't have to.
Yeah, you got a nice laugh. Anyone ever tell you that, Joe?
That's real funny.
Yeah, why's that?
Because everyone says I can't crack a smile.
It could have fooled me.
Sweet, you know that?
But you gotta keep you down.
We hear the judge, who we will soon meet, shout out from the fruit shop.
Joe! Joe, where the hell you at?
Alfred!
Fuck you doing out there?
I'm with a customer!
Get your ass in here right fucking now!
Joe shrugs embarrassingly and limps back into the shop. Anthony's eyes follow her.
Now, watching the girl walk away, see? And I noticed the girl's got one bad cruncher. Did you get a load of her Mary Jane's? Walks with one of them big shoes with the funny laces. You caught the limp, didn't you? Now, she's a real hatching number, don't get me wrong, so I'm gonna look the other way on the whole bum foot thing. As long as she don't mind my dick hole closing up thing.
Waiting for her return, Anthony takes Joe's rag and begins to polish fruit. A beggar woman weaves up to the stand. She is dressed in rags and is filthy.
Mister, you got any spare change?
That? No.
For a cup of coffee, that's all. Just a dime.
Yeah. Now beat it, would you?
God bless you, son.
Hey, lady, let me ask you.
Yeah?
The shop, who owns it?
This here? This here's the judge's shop.
Is that so? And the girl?
Oh, you like the girl, do you? Pretty, huh? Turns you crank, don't you?
All right, enough with that, huh?
Can you see your dirty little self climbing up on top of her?
Come on, get out of here with that, huh?
Don't you be laying a finger on her now. You hear? Because that's the judge's daughter, see? She ain't no piece of bedroom furniture. He keeps her all cooped up for himself.
Anthony goes into his pockets for more change and hands it to the beggar woman.
Listen, I give you more change, will you beat it?
I'm as good as gone.
As the beggar woman walks away, counting her change, the judge appears at the front of the store. His jacket is off and his tie is unknotted, and he's casually clipping his fingernails.
Hey, come out, okay? Clipping my nails. I'm with Jimmy the Gooch and Remo, watching the cat like a freaking hawk.
The judge circles Anthony.
The Gooch goes to me. Who is this prick? I don't know the guy from Adam. See, Remo was like, let's find out, okay?
Anthony looks up, and the judge is standing toe-to-toe with him.
Gonna buy that fruit you got your grubby mitts all over?
No? Yeah? Sure. I was just giving her a hand. The girl.
You was you?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You wasn't planning on laying a finger on my Joe, was you?
Joe.
The girl shitwad. Goes the Gooch.
No, why?
Let me get a look at them lunch hooks of yours.
My hands?
Let's see your piggies, asshole. Goes the Gooch.
What am I gonna do? He's got 2 goons, so I give him my hand.
I begin working on the guy's cuticles there. The guy's got filthy fucking hands. I go, what are you, a farmer?
Hey, farmer, that's a good one, boss. Farmer, yeah. Goes the Gooch.
I was in the Navy.
Remo goes, Santa boy, huh? And I mean, we all just kill ourselves laughing.
Easy, that kind of smart.
He's got to take better care of his scratches. You know, you can tell a lot about a guy by the way he keeps them. This guy's hands, now he's had his hands in some dirty business, all right.
Me? No.
Oh, I can see it plain as that big pepper on your face. What I don't see is this guy's half moon. You can find the little devils anywhere.
Ah! Tears into my, what do you call?
Cuticle.
Thank you. Tears into my cuticle?
They're completely hidden, the half moons, I'm saying.
I'm in some considerable pain here.
God, I hate it when something's hidden from me.
Ah, motherfucker! The guy tears even deeper. I'm like shrinking now, okay?
Yeah, the clear's really starting to flow now, and I go to him, you thinking of fucking my Joe, are you?
No, of course not. No!
I'm asking you again, you thinking of fucking my Joe?
No, I swear we was just talking.
You better not have been. And the Gooch is like,
You hear the man, you better fucking not have been.
I swear.
you hear me, sailor
I
boy?
swear to God.
I go one more deep dig. Now there's like a puddle of blood forming under the sky.
Right here's where I'm like howling like a fucking monkey.
Yeah, I led up. To my credit, I told the guy my pocket's square, a monogram no less.
No,
Just stop the bleeding. I go, here, mop it up.
What I get myself into with this guy.
Take yourself down to the Jew doctor down the corner. He does speak, shaves corns and whatnot.
Chiropodist.
Yeah, there. But he'll probably do fingers too.
All I done was torture the guy's daughter for Christ's sake.
Fletch is the name. Remo corrects me. He's Fleisch or Fletch or Fleisch, the same difference. Now you go, you tell him the judge sent you, huh? It'll be on the cuff. But go now, huh? Hey, I think I might have nicked something there.
I go.
Out into the street.
Gray wash of the city.
Get a clang of the 7 train.
Legs beating, arms pumping, bleeding. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my fucking God!
Bianchi Barbers. Mrs. Leonetti enters with Tedesco in tow.
Look, a pretty flight of stairs.
I'm thinking this is probably not such a good idea.
That's the yellow barber's pole.
Through a boarded up door
Keep out.
in red spray.
No old barber shop.
More of a spook house.
Sheets hung over the 2 barber chairs there.
A shelf,
Back by a mirror.
rusty tins of pomade,
Aftershave.
hair tonic,
Whisk brushes.
powder,
And an old dusty blue jar of Barbicide.
rat and shit every frickin' where.
Place smells of.
Death.
You're gonna say your bolognese.
Same old son of a bitch, ain't you, Bianchi?
Hey, on the wall over there, my Sinatra,
Dino!
Barry Cuomo 8x10 glossies. In case you're wondering, there's all autographed. Not selling for this ass ticket Broadway press agent I used to know, and he got me them for peanuts.
Just needs a little love, don't it?
Spit and polish.
Elbow grease.
As good as new.
Tedesco pads around cautiously. To him, the shop is truly haunted. He appears lost in thought.
Hey, you alright?
I ain't all right. I'm okay.
So I tell him about this thing I squirreled away for him a lifetime ago.
She goes over to this hole in the floorboards where I used to stash my tips.
They's in this, like, leather pouch.
Don't believe my eyes. She hands me my old razors.
Them silver ones must have cost them a pretty penny.
For me, no. They've been in my family. My mom's side, the Fuchettis, barbers, all of them. Whole long line of snippers and clippers they was. Since Naples, back in the old country, you know. Hey, betcha your apartment growing up smelled of gravy, huh?
Yeah, you got that right.
Not mine. Men's aftershave. As long as I can remember. The Fuchettis come in through Massachusetts, not Ellis Island here. Worked the rug mills up that way, cut hair in the kitchens all up and down way after hours, saving their pennies for a little shop they could call their own, like the one they had back in Italy. Eventually, they come down to New York, and a kind of cousin of theirs lived in this one-bedroom railroad on Elizabeth. So, let me give it to you from the get-go. My Nono and his brothers knew this guy, see? Used to play the horses, dogs, numbers, cards. Cockroach races is good, anything. What I mean to say is the guy had himself a little gambling habit. He was into this Jew Shylock for a good piece of change. I mean, this Jew was really going for his gonads, pack, shack, and stack. So the gambler there, he asked my Nono if him and his brothers, who had a reputation for being a little roughneck, could maybe persuade the Shylock off his pound of flesh, you know? You see where I'm going here with this?
Your grandfather and his brothers put the screws to the Jew Shylock, huh?
In a sense.
What do you mean, in a sense?
I mean, they made the guy disappear.
Made him disappear how?
I can't say exactly. The brothers, they never let on. Didn't breathe a word, not even to their wives, if you could believe it. Went to the graves with the secret, all of them, to a man. But see, over the years, I overheard whispers, you know? When they drunk a little too much muscatel, or on Sundays when they flipped the sign around and busted out the sneaky Pete. Whispers about how they done the guy. Then cubed them up into little bite-sized bits. Probably use these very razors. Cut little pieces of this shyster Shylock in every corner of the city, I kid you not. Turned the town into a bone orchard. Down Wall Street, over Hell's Kitchen, up in Harlem. You know, this was close when you could walk the streets up that way before the niggers took up residence. I mean, they cut the little of him everywhere. Maybe it's true, I don't know. What I do know is my Nono and his brothers took up the Shylock's little step-down storefront. Opened themselves this tidy little barber shop they've been scrimping and saving for ever since forever. Right down on Mulberry Street back in 1884, 85, maybe, something like that.
These razors, you think?
What's that?
You think they use these razors to cut up the Shylock, I'm saying?
I think maybe, yeah.
Now there's a little crib over there in the corner. He goes over and takes the dusty sheet off it.
Little Joe. The little rainbow. Used to tell her her ma's a ray of sunlight and her old man's a storm cloud. That's how come she turned out to be my little rainbow. She was born a little crippled, Joe was, you know, her foot. But I wouldn't have changed the hair on her head for nothing. I think it's time we put these razors back to work again.
Blackout. Hell to pay. Tedesco alone at center stage, now seated in a barber chair, wearing a robin's egg blue barber's smock with salvie stitched on the breast pocket.
Funny how these things come back to me. Remember it like it was yesterday. The day they yanked me out of this world and into the next. Back then, you step out of line, they drag your ass down to the old tombs. Wish you could have seen it. Towers on every corner, that awful red stone, like a fortress it was. 2 buildings, okay? One was for the ones doing wino time, the other long timers. Of course, that's where they deposited yours truly with a murder rap hanging over my head. Thank you very much. Didn't even know the guy, but that's a story for another time. So anyway, they got me going back and forth to court, talking to legal aid and all. They managed to whack me down from life to a 20-year stretch. Guy cops a drear on account of me, and all I'm put away for is 20. Who am I to argue? Shipped me out to Hart's Island. That was the Stone College All City cases went. So that's where they had me addressing my Christmas cards from. It was just finishing up Rikers Island. Built it right on top of an old garbage dump. Guess no one told the rats it was a prison now. Heard stories about how they had rats the size of brats swinging lunchboxes in the yard. Imagine this. Pimps, drug addicts, murderers, child molesters, every one of them freaking yellow in their Fruit of the Looms, terrified to step outside on account of a bunch of big mice. I don't know. Rats, they got away at turning Joe Louis into Gene Howard. Kind of funny when you think about it now. Anyhow, the city just got over the whole business with welfare on, so they're just going to make workers run like a clock. What I mean to say is they had everybody. I mean everyone towing the line. Prisoners, guards, the principal keeper, warden, every fucking buddy. But Hart's Island was a whole other story. It was Potter's Field. Bet you didn't know that. Far end of the island, they had this area where they planted stiffs. They didn't see the dirt with the bones since Civil War, I kid you not. Well, anyway, got in a beef with some hard-on in the showers who was trying to open up shop in my backside. Gave the guy his head in. So they put me on dead detail. That's where they sent all the real fuck-ups. The place was also reserved for needle jobs, you know, hotbeds, that sort of guys. They had a theory that the fresh air does them some good. I don't know about such things. What I do know, it wasn't such bad work, actually. Had its fringe benefits, is what I mean to say. We used to hack rings off the cold ones. Stored away for ourselves a pretty nifty little nest egg we did. We were known as the ghouls. Hey, inmates left the ghouls alone, which was fine by me. But in my time, and eventually when they sent me upstate in '51, well, most of the other guys was punching license plates, they installed me in the barber shop there. Who better than me, right? Kept my nose clean, did my time, didn't give no one any gruff. I learned to cut jigaboo hair, if you can believe it. Nobody was walking around with no fresh fish special with me behind the shears, that's for damn sure. Now, I was a model prisoner. All right, they told me to jump, I asked how high. In fact, I even got chummy with the guards and the warden there, giving out wig chop to all of them free of charge. All the while, every day, every hour, and every minute, I kept myself alive, knowing that one day, God is my freaking witness, I would get out. And I knew, when that day did eventually come, there would be hell to pay. Hear me? Hell to pay.
Blackout. It's a small world. Tedesco and Mrs. Leonetti are standing at center stage.
Flushing Meadow,
New York World's Fair.
outside the Vatican Pavilion,
Next door to the West Berlin.
around the corner from the little Belgian village there.
Stuffed from a waffle I put away there.
Them's real good waffles.
But filling.
Good eats though, whipped cream, strawberries, nice, real nice.
Beating on me a little.
A real popular spot.
Music.
Driving me nuts.
Coming out of that Disney exhibit.
Got it piped in every goddamn speaker they got. It's a small world.
It's a small world after all. It's a small world after. It's a small.
Enough already with that.
Over, freaking over.
You're a Disney misery.
Speaking of Disney, you know, I don't get that whole Goofy and Pluto thing.
Right, you too.
Yeah, they're both dogs, right?
Exactly.
But why is one of them walking around on two legs and talking, and the other one's on all fours barking and eating alcohol? Anyway, where were we? Well, everywhere you look, you got people.
Busloads of high waters and tube socks, every one of them with straw in the teeth.
What a scene.
Stuffing their faces with cotton candy and peanuts.
Now, in front of the parking lot here.
Big rip. $1.25 to get your hubcaps boosted and your mirror chopped.
Yeah, look it.
Over there.
A little caravan manned by this neighborhood guy.
Surprised the cops ain't taking an interest.
Must have fed him a couple of beans.
He's trying to lure a little of that Vatican traffic his way.
Perello's the name.
Let your fingers through the walking in the flush and yellow pages under barbers. His is the only name what comes up.
Guy's giving out old-fashioned shave and haircut.
Jimmy Barber style.
Hot towel.
Warm leather on the old pork choppers.
And back of the neck thing here.
Nape to the neck.
Yeah. Little splash of bay rum.
She's shining like a Roosevelt dime.
Got a pretty good crowd going for himself too, don't he?
Guy's a zero.
And you really think?
Think we got it in the bag? Yeah.
If you say so.
Just watch.
All right.
By tomorrow, I'll have a smack on every one of his customers.
From your lips to God's ears.
Do me a favor. Would you step back? You're bringing water in my eyes with that clam sauce you're breathing. Now, Ciparello there has got himself a pair of elbows on the payroll.
A boy.
The kid's got his trousers on backwards.
Spits like a fried hot dog.
When he shouts, which is always.
Rolling like a mad dog.
Because he's a retard.
Well, he ain't no Einstein. But retard, you think?
Moon face, apple jacks over every inch of it, bump teeth, juicy mouth. What do you need? His report card?
Well, anyhow, Junior's out front, drawing him in. See, like some carnival barker there.
Light blinks on and finds Toby grooming hair and addressing us.
Ladies and gentlemen,
He keeps scuffling on his freaking words there.
boys and girls,
Now, this Guido Pirelli's coaching the kid from behind the curtain, see?
Like some sort of wop wizard.
We can make out everything he's saying.
Step it right up. for an honest.
Right. Step right up for an honest.
Honest to a goodness, 100% authentic.
That's right, yeah, 100% authentic Italian barber cut.
Kid slower than molasses in January. That's enough on you, Babbo.
Thanks, Toby.
Finally, Perello gets fed up, see?
Comes out from behind the curtain.
Now, he's a little husky.
Husky my foot. Guy's a real fat fuck.
So anyway, Perello comes up and shoves Junior aside, starts jawing himself.
Yes, sir. If you got a dime and you got the time, the famous Perello will have you looking to fine. A rat tail, pompadour, duck gas brew, bowl cut, flat top, finger eight, hairdo, mop top, juice roll, comb over quickly, step right up, I have you going in a jiffy.
So I holler out, I say to this Perello character, I'm talking.
The guinea barber.
Right, I go, this man here, I'm referring to Bianchi.
Let's go.
Whatever. I go, him, you, he.
Would you get on with it already?
I says he, you, challenges him. Perello.
Challenges me?
Challenges your boss, jackass.
Perello challenges Perello to a shave off.
A shave off?
Yeah, a shave off, half-wit.
You don't gotta be so rough on a boy.
Crowd's getting a little agitated with the challenge and all.
Shifting and whispering to each other.
I pull out my razors, see, flashing for everybody to get a load. I go, see these here razors? Best in the 5 boroughs. I'll lay him against half a yard. This guy can't polish my shoes.
And I can see them all taking a piece of the bet.
Push him notes mostly, nothing too serious.
Couple of bucks here and there.
If this fool wants to give me his money, who am I to argue? Goes Perello.
Let's see the hand of a man who wants to judge this competition, someone cries out.
Up shoots a hand.
Middle of the crowd.
Been a while, but I know the face.
It's none other than
Jimmy the Gooch. Drinks from the same bottle as Paulie.
the judge.
Della Croce. Hope he don't make me.
Well, years ain't been too kind to you there, Bianchi. Believe you and me, he ain't gonna recognize
You
you.
knock it off with that already.
The Gooch, right? He comes up, see, gives Tedesco here this stink eye.
Blank, lifeless eyes.
I'm thinking to myself, he's on to Tedesco there. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, he up and goes,
Always happy to do a solid for a neighborhood joke.
Now Tedesco comes up the stage here.
Man, Perello's got himself a solid steel top-of-the-line pitch chair. Real cream puff. Porcelain, reclining backrest, kick-out frame, the works. I'm talking a thing of beauty. My mouth's watering just looking at it.
The Gooch selects a couple unshaven guineas.
You know what they give me to work with? A folded fucking chair.
That's all we got.
But I'm Jake. See, I know a guy can take this Marmaluke with one hand tied behind, if you catch my meaning.
now the gooch goes,
Fastest, cleanest shave wins.
Ready?
I was born ready.
Steady?
See, says Perillo.
Go!
suddenly, the two of them was whipping up lather.
All you can make out is the click, click, click of the cups.
Same shaves all in the lather.
Perello's the first to apply the lather to his guy's face.
Working the birds,
Jawline,
lip.
look over, and Tedesco's just watching Perello.
I mean, just staring at it.
Taking it all in.
I'm thinking Perillo's maybe got it in the bag,
Before you know it, Perello's taking his straight razor to the guy's
and
face.
still nothing out of Tedesco.
Well,
Well, not nothing. He begins to slowly
Very deliberately.
sharpen his blades.
Strop.
Huh?
To hone a razor, you sharpen it. To keep your edge, you strop it. You know, on the leather strap.
Oh, whatever. Point being, he still ain't shaving.
Nope, still watching Perillo.
The razor tells me when it's good and ready.
But then,
Suddenly,
All at once,
he starts.
first with the lather.
gotta lay it on nice and thin.
But soon as he's got it on the guy's
He's
face,
wiping it back off again with the razor.
full freaking elbows.
Oh, thing didn't take hardly a minute.
Now Perello's going along at a good pace.
Ain't no match for Tedesco.
Before you know it, the gooch there,
He got Tedesco's hand held up over his head, shouting,
We got ourselves a winner!
there's a hush over the crowd, see?
Perillo just drops his razor.
Right in mid-shave.
Stares over in
Whole
disbelief.
crowd is on its feet coming up and feeling the face of the guy Tedesco shaved.
Smooth as a baby's ass.
If I had one, I had 50 guys coming up to me asking me where my barbershop was.
Right above my pie shop on Fleet, keep telling him.
You can make out Tedesco thanking the Gooch for judging the, whatchamacallit.
Contest.
Yeah, that.
The gooch is grinning widely. Goes to Tedesco.
Always happy to do a solid for a neighborhood joke. I tell him, why don't you come over? I'll give you one on my house. He goes, Fleet Street you say, huh?
Above my pie shop.
Bend me in for Friday at 2, would you?
From where I stand, I can make out Tedesco,
Winking. He's winking at the gooch.
That's it! He's winking at the gooch! Down he goes.
I'll give you the closest shave you ever had.
Tedesco and Mrs. Leonetti share a conspiratorial beat. Blackout. The ping of a key. Anthony's sitting in a chair eating an apple. He addresses us. His hand is heavily bandaged.
Every day, same time. I stroll past the judge's fruit shop, always on the other side of the street, hoping to catch even just a glimpse of her. Never so close to the judge give me another manicure, but each day, without fail, she went out front. Had me a couple days of disappointment till one afternoon when I passed, I happened to glance upstairs and caught a glimpse of her in the window. Now, I return each day, and sure enough, there she is in that same window. Sometimes up on the roof with the pigeons, but usually just cooped up in a room with a pillow under her elbows on the window ledge there looking down. At the street, below. Sadly watching the world pass her by while her old man keeps her under glass. Now, maybe it's about a week ago now, I don't recall the exact day, I finally catch her eye. I'm standing there across the street by Perfect Keith's little newsstand, and I carefully wave up at her. See? Making sure no one across the street at the stand catches wind. When she sees me, her face lights up. From all the way across the street, I can make out that smile, that brilliant smile. I signal for her to come down, but no dice. The judge has got her under house arrest. So what I do? I visit her each day. Hey, putting my eyes on her beats fantasizing, right? But then today, when I make my daily visit, she chucks something down at me. Hear it ping on the street, by the curb, with a fire plug beside me. Key. I don't gotta work the lock downstairs to know that it's gonna fit. Here we go again. What am I getting myself into with this guy?
Blackout. Friday at 2. Tedesco and Mrs. Leonetti are pacing. Tedesco is fiddling with a razor.
Open for business.
The old place just how I like it.
Spick and span.
Pretty steady stream of customers, too.
Bet we put Perello out on the dole.
Serve the fat fuck right, amateur.
Of course, we didn't take no customers for Friday at 2.
Time you got?
Almost half past.
Maybe he's just toying with me.
Keep your shirt on. He ain't that late yet.
The gooch gets me one step closer to the judge. What don't you get?
I get that you got a one-track mind, Bianchi. That's what I get. All I'm saying is, give it a rest, would you? Play your cards right and you'll have your judge before you know it. Don't you just getting all worked up over it.
A light finds Anthony.
I enter, door dings.
This ain't the gooch.
I know the face.
I give the place the once over. Looks like old Tedesco's doing all right for himself. Only smells a little like someone's cooking kitty litter.
What's that?
No, I just said it smells like someone been cooking kitty litter.
Don't mind that. That's just the pie shop downstairs.
You're a real son of a bitch.
Let me guess. Anthony, the bench outside of Port
Good
Authority.
memory. What's doing, old man?
Hey, nice to see you there, kid.
Looks like things are looking up for you, huh?
Looks can be deceiving.
Sorry, you still ain't met. Anthony, Mrs. Leonetti.
I'm the one who owns the pie shop downstairs.
Oh, sorry, there.
Yeah, don't mention it.
Listen, Tedesco, maybe that's, remember that story you told me? What about your friend?
My friend.
About how the judge swiped his wife and daughter. Well, I run into her.
Run into who?
Joe.
Small world, huh?
Shrinking globe.
In an expanding universe. Anyhow, Joe needs my help. I gotta get her away from him.
Who, the judge?
Guy's a fucking lunatic. Look what he done to me.
Oh. What do you want from us?
Oh, you too.
No.
Well, she's a knockout Tedesco. Joe lives in a real sweetheart, and I gotta get her out of there and keep her somewhere safe.
Well, what's wrong with your place?
Can't bring her there. That's the first place they'd look.
And so?
And so I'm wondering if I could maybe keep her here for a bit anyway until things simmer down a little.
Yeah?
I'd owe you, Tedesco.
Yeah, sure.
It's all right then. I can have her stay
You
here.
can stay here.
Bring her over, Annie.
Thanks, Tedesco, lady.
Anthony leaves.
Ah, looks like everything's going your way today, don't it?
How's that?
You want your daughter back, and you want a piece of the judge. With Joe here, looks like you're gonna get both your wishes.
Them words. They didn't even have a chance to sink in. It was just floating there in the air when...
The door dings again. This time, guess who?
Wrong.
It ain't the gooch.
Guess again.
Forget about it, you never guess.
None other than Pirello himself.
Now, I go and make myself scarce, see? I go feed the boy.
Babble.
Right. I go down to tend to Toby. Maybe feed him a slice or something.
Only a fucking retard, he wouldn't hurt my ass.
So I go.
Tedesco is left alone on the darkened stage with a single dagger of light shined upon him.
First thing about Tubby 2x4 says, comes right in the door, okay? Blurts it right out like, goes, I want my $50. Puts it right out there like that, clear as day, no more phony fucking accent, just bam, I want my $50. You can imagine my surprise, right? You can't have it, Pirello. I go, a bet is a bet. Can't change the terms just because you don't like the outcome. You lost, fair and fucking square. Get over this shit. Then he says, check this out. Call me Joey Fanta, and I'll call you by your real name. How about that, Bianchi? Now, I am relatively sure Joey Fanta ain't his real handle neither, but it is all sort of coming back to me now. Sometimes he went by Joey Sweet, Fanta the Fink, Fatty Fanta, and assorted other not-so-nice names I called him in anger. But Joey Fanta was this little Puerto Rican kid I plucked off the street and played off as Italian. Yeah, to satisfy the clientele. Always with a snot bubble in his visa. Used to come and broom the hair at my shop. Little fresh-mouthed spick, but not a bad kid if you kept him in line. He goes, these ain't been so kind to you, Bianchi. Yeah, that shit again. I didn't recognize you, but these razors, he picks up one of my razors. I got lying out there by the chair there. Now these razors, how could I ever forget these razors? I used to sit in that chair over in the corner and dream of the day you would retire and all these would be mine. Well, now it's going to be for a 50% share of it anyway. See, that's going to be my deal for not going down the street to the gooch and flapping my lips about you, capiche? Got me in a pickle, what do you say? Hey, when you beat, all right? I'm a gentleman, see? I go to shake on this here little proposition you just outlined. You press the flesh, and just like that, I whip out my razor and slash the guy's throat. Just like that. The razor sung like a chime right in that flesh. Now, Joey Fanta, he goes down, eyes all wide with surprise. Guess he didn't see that one coming, huh? Maybe you didn't either. I follow him down to the linoleum, making sure to cover his mouth, snuff out the cries and whatnot. Can't afford him attracting no undue attention. I sit there watching the blood pulse out of him in waves there, focusing on his eyes as they just begin to stare. Now, if you ain't never seen a person die in front of you, you might be surprised to know that tears, they actually come down from the eyes naturally. Doctors say it's common to see eyes tear. Like sometimes you piss bad or take a dump when you meet your maker. You see, I think Joey Fanta, now Joey Fanta is another story altogether. I think Joey Fanta got all kinds of theory on account of embarrassment. He underestimated me. I caught him off guard and he paid the ultimate price, am I right? Sure.
The light simultaneously goes out on Tedesco and on Mrs. Landotti.
I could hardly hear a sound of it. Wasn't so much that Tedesco made quiet work of Pirello. It's on account of the fact the boy chews like a fucking Gabon. Or a Jew, take your pick. Much as he got in his mouth, he got on his clothes. Kids are real slob. But I got a soft spot for him anyhow. Reminds me of my little brother, Lenny. He died young, Lenny did. Used to be my job to mind him while my folks worked the restaurant. Keep him occupied and fed. Make sure he didn't tumble down a flight of stairs or light the house on fire or nothing on account of the fact that he was a little slow. Dim, whatever. Anyway, this Toby kid reminds me. Same way, sort of sadness in his eyes. My Lenny would have been right around his age if he didn't pass away. So anyway, while the kid is wolfing his third slice, it gets all kinds of quiet. I mean, deadly quiet. Pin drop quiet. So I figure it's time for me to creep upstairs and check in on Tedesco. That creaky door gives me away, and I catch Tedesco off guard. He's mopping up this puddle of blood by the sink. We didn't say a word to one another. I just looked down at the mess and back up at Tedesco. It was clear. No need to discuss. Must have already done whatever I figured. All I say to him is, "Where'd you put him?" He nods over to the floorboards, where he used to keep his tips. Says he stored them there for the time being, for safekeeping. Then he goes, get this. He says, he hisses through clenched teeth. He goes, Send a fuckwit. He's next. No, I screamed, you wouldn't. He just says it once more, but real menacingly. Get him up here, now. So it took some work, but I eventually convinced him that I could cook up a story about Perello going away that the kid would buy, and that I could put the kid to work in my shop. I could always use an extra set of hands. Well, that seemed to satisfy Tedesco. Anyway, he didn't ask for the kid no more, which was a great, what do you call, relief.
A shaft of light finds Tedesco and Mrs. Leonetti.
What a day. Already got one fat bastard in the floorboards and an adopted half-wit downstairs.
Come on with that, huh?
Leonetti here. She's over there.
By the window here.
Right. She's at the window staring at the rain, pigeons, rats, some shit. And out of nowhere, she yells to me.
It's the judge!
The judge?
The judge!
Alone?
Yeah, I say, before he sends me downstairs, I wish him luck and give him a kiss of encouragement.
But there was a little more than encouragement there. After an awkward pause,
Real awkward.
she darts downstairs to get Babbo to stay put. I take out my razors and wait in there by the door, ready to pounce. All that biblical horse shit, right? But then it occurs to me, save it is here, right? I've been waiting for this day for what is it, over 20 years or some shit. Take it slow, right? Enjoy. So in comes the judge, up jumps the devil. You Tedesco, the barber? He goes in his bullshit way he talks. I give a nod. Colleague of mine, James Gugliano, Jimmy the Gooch, to his friends. He give me your address. Tell me to come take his haircut and shave appointment. I dust off his seat, drape him in a smock, start clipping. Didn't have to make with the small talk. He was already bumping his gums real good. Did I mention guy's cowlicks? Head like a pine cone. But not a bad batch for an old timer though. I begin to lather him up. For a close shave. Go. All the while I know, full and well, he don't need a clean shave where he's going. I start stropping my blade there. Want to make sure I didn't dull it none on Joey Fanta's throat. When suddenly he kicks loose with this. Get this. The judge says he's planning on getting hitched with Joe. Can you imagine such a sick fuck attempting to marry his own goddamn stepdaughter? That's the last straw there. I gather my razor, raise my arm, take steady aim on the guy's throat and prepare to slash away when the door bursts open and it spills Andy's, shouting,
That's why I seen Joe and we's gonna elope tonight.
Guess he didn't recognize the judge, what with all the shaving cream and all. Seeing Andy, the judge bolts upright, rips off his smock and begins, howling. You again! You filthy fucking whore! I'ma see to it you two never lay eyes on each other again!
The judge and Antony recede into darkness. Only Tedesco remains in a tiny pin light.
Believe that? Can you believe that? Out they go, two of them down the stairs, into the sweat and seltzer of the city street, and away with them goes the plan I've been cooking up for 20 long years!
Blackout. Intermission.
Yeah, like as soon as she started speaking, I was like,
So we had a consistent 4 viewers on each screen.
In the area.
Going really well.
I love watching the reactions of people walking by. Barbicide!
They scream it.
Barbicide! What is this?
I'm thinking about it like, look, it's like a theater club or something.
It's like a reading and shit!
Oh, it's a reason.
Hey, how you been? Hey, sir.
How are you?
Hey, Ernie. Good seeing you. They're dragging.
Where'd your ass go?
Where did your ass go? You totally tell me you raised them.
I just bought a new pair of underwear today, I'm the one person.
You look younger.
You're looking pretty radiant today.
I look younger?
You're looking very radiant and younger.
I did your birthday.
Did you have that disease that... Oh, Frank talked about it.
It's a reservation.
That's what it's like.
How do you go?
He's alright. He's not as wacky as he is on this TV show. But like when he talks about he's like, hey, fucking and then over the
I think he was a mayor or something.
No, that was another guy, Jesse Ventura.
Oh, okay, another wrestler.
Yeah, this is Tampa.
Wait, what's the name? You have to try out?
So we'll see Wednesday. Yeah, the night before we go up. Sit down. It's a buy for
Oh, wow.
I don't know that's fine. And then
You feel good. You feel good.
we'll speak high.
What's your tricks? You want that's like when thank you. Is there ice?
I'm fine.
Oh, you're offering up my water?
My apartment where I can groceries, you know what I mean? I have recently. I overbought last week.
I love water. Okay. You have too much, at least you can take it out of the freezer and use it at another time.
Yeah, usually I've been making chips out of it or frying it.
Yeah. You like almonds? Somebody what? Yeah.
I was like at Whole Foods, I was like, all right, all this candy, I'm gonna eat it all. Over $3 a kilo. You liking it? I'll have to give you a number for Hey, Tony. I got kale. I got this. I got this. What can I do? That's like me, because like, it just gets really expensive. I do I'm still working on this. I don't know if I'll make it to the second
My personal shade. I'm gonna get some more. It's not sweet.
Resurrect, you actually go.
You're right. Okay. I know how it is.
There you go. I thought you just I need to be resurrected.
It can only happen by JB. JB says it's
I know.
It really is a good show me.
He will before ever David done.
He was outside.
Out of what? A restaurant?
But I was gonna say until I leave it.
Just tell him, I'm sure he understands.
That's from it's from what's it called?
You look really, really like what's his favorite show?
Yes!
I'm so glad you're
It's like
Somebody like friend of mine's waiting to do
I saw you when you came in and it made me
Tony wants this. This is the first time around. Yeah, I really want to see it. I was about to miss the last time.
That must have been very tough. That must have been very
Play some more.
different varieties. Yes, ours.
What business?
I like your one next to normal.
Actually, what's the question?
That's one of ours. You saw when I showed you the stuff that inspired it, that's no, I pitched that. We pitched that. I didn't write it.
I haven't done that.
Very? Around 30 seconds, so everyone would take their seats. That would be fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, it's a job?
Sorry, Jack.
This is the part of
I'm already having a share.
Something we edit is but I could be wrong. I could be but this, I don't think this is.
No one's put a quarter in it for a while.
No, yeah, it makes sense. Maybe it is. Gonna have to find out. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you have to Google smoke scooters and make it.
Your children back on?
Act 2. Whole lot of meat to move. Tedesco at center stage. Mrs. Leonetti stands over him.
Let me catch you up. I've been drinking.
Oh boy, has he.
Drowning my
Sorrows. Sorrows.
Ah.
Drowning your...
sorrows, right.
Exactly.
She comes in, she comes in right here and says,
Look at yourself. What a disgrace. Don't you think you're saucing it a little on the much side?
20 years I've been planning this now. Now look, all blown to shit.
It ain't over, Tedesco. It's just begun. We just have to approach it different is all.
Well, for now, the battle will do just fine.
Never knew you to be such a quitter.
Not quitting at all.
Oh, no, you're not?
I'm participating in drunkenness. There's a difference.
You ought to be participating in collecting that body you got rotting away in the floorboards and disposing of it.
Since when do you care about disposing of rotten meat?
You know, you really got a mean streak when you drink. Anyone ever tell you that?
Later on, when it gets dark, I'll find an out-of-the-way spot to bury him.
All right. Last thing you need is the law pulling up stakes here.
And trust me, no one but Shipperbrain's gonna miss that planet.
I'm sure his baker will miss him.
His tailor, too. You raise a good point. I'm gonna need a crane to hoist that fat fuck out of the floor.
I can give you a hand, you know.
You can give me a hand? You serious? Almost dropped my milk getting that fucking elephant into the floor in the first place.
Sure is a lot of meat to move.
Whole lot of meat.
Yes, sirree, Bob. A whole lot of meat, all right.
Well, I know the shit's coming on me at the same time as me.
Yeah, it is.
I ain't gonna lie, the thought is a little...
Disgusting.
I was gonna say revolting, but disgusting will do.
I mean, meat is meat, right?
See, that's what I'm saying.
Can't be no worse than serving the Capagrosso's rancid meat.
Joey Fanta always did have a fresh mouth.
Just have to get a little creative with the menu is all.
She mimes serving him a dish.
What's this?
A little light bland parmesan. Oh, what you got
Special. Spaghetti and feet bones.
A plate of heel piccata.
And one of those flat cakes for the lady. Hey, he's a big tub of guts, but how far do you really think you can stretch one greasy stick?
There's lots of other fellows coming in for shades.
I guess we would be sticking it to the Genovese.
Of course we would.
Which is good.
Real good. And we'd also be biding our time to get at the judge.
Blackout. A real bad feeling. A shaft of light finds Joe alone at center stage, dressing.
I don't dare pack a bag too soon. Imagine if you know who would have spotted me with a suitcase. There would be no end to the amount of shit I would get from him. Someone else would end up in the ICU, or maybe worse. No, this is strictly a dash and grab sort of situation. I'll hit Gimbals if I need more clothes. He's gotta suspect something, don't you think? I mean, he has to, right? And does he seriously think I plan to marry him? I mean, really, just the thought of it gets me sick. Who around here is gonna tell him how twisted it sounds? Open your mouth and you're the next to end up in the foundation of Shea Stadium, eh? It's days like today that I tend to be a little more forgiving of my mom for what she done to herself. What she done to me. He drove her to it after all. It wasn't her fault. When I close my eyes, I can't even remember her face no more. Do you know I'm supposed to be a spitting image of her? No, I'm not kidding. Sometimes I stare in the mirror and I pretend I'm talking to her. It's as close as I'll ever get, you know, so why not? Right, I know you don't have to say nothing. You think I'm nuts, right? Oh, my dad, my real dad, Daddy Salvi was saying that no memory at all of him, zilch. It's okay, that's not true. I recall his aftershave. That's all, I have just the citrus smell of his aftershave. Sometimes I'm in the market, I just close my eyes, I orange bins. I just think of it. You know who tells me he was killed in prison years ago, shivved in the yard by some Johnson brother who says buried out there in Potter's Field, middle of the East River there. One day I'd like to maybe go out there, you know, just pay my respects. Only all them graves out there, they're all unmarked, just an island of ghosts now, but you don't know what I'd give for 5 minutes with either of them. So many questions, so much to know. Who am I kidding? I give my ID for just 2 lousy minutes, enough to say I love you too. I don't know what's taking Andy. He said 6 o'clock sharp. It's a 6:45. I mean, geez, how did it get to be 6:45? I know something's up. I got a real bad feeling, so I hear something and I turn and I just blurt out, Andy, is that you?
A light finds the judge.
You filthy fucking whore.
That's the first thing I hear. I'm not even dressed, not even sure how long he's been standing there watching me.
Dirty fucking rotten pig.
I'm thinking he's got any way to talk to your future wife.
Kept telling myself the sailor boy was talking on his ass.
Andy, what'd you do to Andy?
Nothing yet, but when I get my hands on that no good fuck.
I'm leaving you.
Come again?
I said, I'm through with this. I'm through with you. I'm leaving this miserable place and I'm not staying in this house another minute.
You wanna leave, do you?
Yes, I do.
Well, then you'll be happy to learn I've worked out a new, what do you call, living arrangement for you.
Then the gooch comes in. Stands in the doorway, okay? Guy's leering at me while I put on the rest of my clothes.
Don't mind the gooch. He's gonna take you to your new place of residence.
Tells me, get this, tells me he's had me committed to Bellevue. I shit you not.
And she ain't coming back till she learns to appreciate what she got.
I ain't kidding. He said that exactly in them words.
Bellevue's where they keep all the wackadoos. Gooch grabs
I'm
it.
frightened, believe me. You know, I'm putting up a real stink.
He was no use. Gooch is a big, strong boy. He comes out of the shower, the guy flexes to dry. Anyway, he just puts his hand up her yap and hauls her fucking ass out of there.
Away I go.
Blackout. A big titted hit. Mrs. Leonetti is looking well. She's dressed in her notion of fancy. Hair is done, false eyelashes applied. Toby, wearing a New Year's Eve party hat, stands just behind her. Tedesco, also tops the party hat, stands apart from them and puffs a stogie. He doesn't look so bad himself. He's dressed in his baby blue smock, but appears otherwise starched and pressed to perfection.
Jump forward a bunch of weeks now.
New Year's Eve.
Time to step back.
Take stock.
Celebrate a bit.
Little bubbly.
A couple of Cuban candles.
All that jazz.
Even if you got no future, you always make merry on New Year's Eve. Don't really get it, but who am I to judge?
The shop is doing real good.
No kidding, the meat's going hand over fist.
Really terrific.
He's lining up out front of the joint.
Moving hot pies like hot cakes. Thing of beauty.
And not just pies neither. Dishes.
She's running herself a legitimate restaurant now.
Even got Toby lending a hand too.
Keeps them entertained up front.
Ladies and
Gentlemen, dear.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and
Girls, girls, girls! You just got sofa at home smarter than this kid.
step right up to Mrs. Leonetti's famous made pizza pies.
Okay, that'll do, Babbo.
His name's Toby. Stop calling me Babbo.
You got it, Babbo.
Why, business is so good. I'm turning customers away, I tell you.
Yep, we're a big-titted hit, all right.
Sure are.
The barbershop couldn't be doing better neither.
Well, of course.
Right.
After all, the barbershop business is feeding the pizza joint.
Feeding the pizza joint. That's a good one.
I see customers, she sees product.
Chuck, ribeye, brisket flank, short plate round, sirloin shank.
I even managed to kick a little dough back into my shop.
Spruced it up real good.
Replace the old barber's pole. New sign, too. Got me one of them classy neon numbers in the window now.
Made me hang it.
That's how come things crooked.
Oh, would you two stop already?
Long and the short of it, it's a period of, what do you call, prosperity for each of us. Except,
Lights dim on Toby and Mrs. Leonetti.
days like this, rainy days, overcast days, hell, even sunny days. I can't put her out of my head. Oh, Joe, I'm saying. Wondering if I'll ever get to see her again. I don't dare let on I got a plan, though. Can't risk the judge getting winded. Gotta keep the element of surprise on my side. Sometimes, though, days like today, I tend to sit and wonder about how my Joe turned out. How she growed up, how she looks like. Wouldn't it be terrific if she looked like her mother? The beautiful Lucia. It'd be hard to imagine God creating two such perfect little angels and planting them both in my life. But close to my life, anyways. The sunshine and my rainbow. In so many years, even that shining face is beginning to fade on me. The thing about time is, it erases everything equally, the good and the bad.
Light fades up on Mrs. Leonetti.
Tedesco,
Huh?
I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
You listening to me or what?
Sure, what's up?
I asked you about your Lucia.
What about her?
You remember what she looked like? You can't, can you?
Sure I can.
And so?
Her hair was kind of, sort of black.
You have to bury the past, Tedesco, don't you see? You keep on staring down into a grave long enough, it's your own you'll be digging. You know that, don't you? We could have a life together, you and me. We already do. You just have to move on. Promise me you will?
Blackout. The Hat Factory. Lights up on Annie, a touch more ragged.
I'd given my place over the funeral home. Judge had his boys taking their 3 squares and a caddy out front of the joint. Couldn't hit none of my normal hunts neither. The pool hall, the soda shop, Belmont Park. I had to put them all out of my head. They put a guy and a gun everywhere I ever visited. They'd have chased me straight out of Queens, but I outboxed them all right. Tricked the lock to the back door of this abandoned building, right under their noses across the street from Joe. I shit you not. Weather's starting to turn, so by day I nap in there under a patch of sunlight coming in through a cracked window upstairs. Took a job washing dishes over there in the shadow of the Astoria L to keep out of the glare, so that's where I hole up after the sun takes a nap. Nice to have someplace warm to go to during the long, cold nights. Hey, this here is all temporary, just until I get back up on my feet and figure stuff out with me and Joe. Anyways, I don't so much mind washing dishes. Just me, the sink, dishes, and silverware. I was never big into people. Ever since I was a kid. That's how come I left school and enlisted in the Navy, but that was no better having to be told when to stand, when to talk, bumped in with all them other guys. No, washing dishes at night, not such a shabby way to get the eagle to shit. Got the solitude, the warm water, all the table scraps they push your way. Sometimes I even take a nip of the bottle of Old Crow I keep tucked away in my waistband. After a few nights in the building, I even screwed up my nerve. Walked past the judge's little fruit shop there after work when it's good and dark. Then I turned it into a little nightly routine. I inch along the other side of the street like a rat. Stare up at Joe's window, scan the roof. But it's no use, she ain't ever there no more. I come to notice all her pigeons over at Tommy Yak's coop there. Something must have happened. Been weeks now and still nothing. No Joe, nowhere, no how. Starting to get a little down about the whole situation when suddenly out of nowhere I hear a voice.
A spear of light finds the beggar woman.
You ain't gonna find her here.
You again? Why don't you make like an egg and beat it, huh?
The judge, he took her away.
What was that?
Judge has got Joe put away in a hat factory.
Hat factory.
Across the river, Bellevue there.
The beggar woman recedes into shadow as Tedesco and Mrs. Leonetti emerge beside Anthony.
Where?
Bellevue.
Across the river?
Locked away until Joe agrees to marry him.
So you found her?
Yeah, but it don't matter. There's no way in.
What do you mean there's no way in? There's always a way in.
Well, then I mean there's no way to get her out. Place is crawling with the law.
Of course it is.
Tedesco?
I said, of course it is. Cops and guards everywhere you look.
Right. And so?
About a week back, my PO springs up on me, as they like to do. Caught me off guard here in the shop. After the same old rigmarole, the guy tells me he ran into a couple of these guards I used to be tight with when I was up in storage. Seems there was a shake-up there.
What do you mean a shake-up?
The warden there come down for a job downstate at, you guessed it, Bellevue. Poached both these screws. I looked them up. Two of them's all jungled up over in Bayside, just south of the slot. I always like these two. Nice family guys, you know. Dipped our beaks, the three of us did, in a gargle factory right down the main drag there. Irish joint, good time. After we're a few behind the court, two of them come to ask if I would maybe run the barber shop for them over there at Bellevue. You know, for old time's sake.
Small world, huh?
Shrinking globe.
In an expanding universe.
What are you saying?
I'm saying he works for me, see? I'm gonna get you into Bellevue to cut some heads. Once you're in, you're gonna go over the wall with her.
Bust her out?
You heard me.
You're serious, right?
You with me there, Anthony?
Blackout. Joey fucking Franta. A pin light on Toby. He's in a begrimed apron and shivers throughout the scene.
Something's up, right? No, I know, something's going on. In the barbershop there upstairs, I can feel it in my bones. That sailor guy is over, and I can hear him wheel and spiel. All hush-hush, you know. Mrs. L's with them, too. I don't so much like it when she spends time with Tedesco. What are you gonna do, am I right? The two of them keep me on a pretty short leash. Ain't allowed in the basement, not supposed to step foot in the freezer there. All these do's and don'ts, you know. But stirring the sauce. They got no problem with me doing that. Day and night, stir, stir, stir. I'm getting seriously tired of backstopping for these two. I know it's all Tedesco's doing, right? Mrs. L just jumps to his whistle is all. I think she loves him. I can see it in the way she looks at him, this kind of softness she gets in her eyes. Don't know what she sees in him. Me, I never cared much for Tedesco. Something's just not right with the guy. And it's got nothing to do with the fact that he don't care much for me, or thinks I'm dumb, or dim, or whatever. Babble this and babble that, can't stump the fucking guy. I know for damn sure Joey Fannin didn't exactly see eye to eye with him neither. Between you and me, I always found it sort of fucking strange that the last place Joey could see me was up in Tedesco's shop there. Put a pin in that, right? So, this is how it all played out. They break, right? Door opens up there and all I can hear is footsteps on the stairs, okay? All of a sudden, Tedesco starts barking orders at me, gives me the address of the judge, tells me to hand him his note, but not to read the thing. Okay, maybe I pissed him on, I don't know, don't remember. Next thing I know, the guy fucking kicks me right up the ass. I mean, freaking hard. Like, it lifts me up off the floor and kicks me so hard. Like, right in the rupture your nut spot. And man, I could feel that ice cold sting right up into my gut. Fucking asshole. But anyway, the envelope ain't sealed, which to me is like him asking me to give it a little peek. Because he figures it's safe, because I don't read. But what he don't figure is the neighbor's kid, the one at 269 Fleet Street, this little bow-legged 10-year-old boy I run into in the alley every now and again and sometimes play matchboxes with. Well, he's been helping me with my reading. Got me up to Curious George. Yeah, I know, not to be a B, right? So, busting out the judge there, I give a quick look at the note. It's in script, so it's a little tough to make out with all the curly cues, but it says something about Anthony breaking the judge's daughter out of Bellevue or something and meeting at Tedesco's shop. Big fucking whoop, right? I hand it off to the judge and make a beeline back to Mrs. L's place on account of it getting close to dinner time. My belly was beginning to whine. So sitting there in the kitchen with Mrs. L over my stromboli roll, I tell her about how Tedesco kicked me. I told her how fed up I am with him and the shit he's always pulling. She's just smoothing me out, right? Trying to make nice, which gets me even more PO'd. Listen, you with me? Here comes the good part. She tries to quiet me by telling me she'd spring for some gelato down at Manacuzzi's. Of course, I gotta go run for it though. She pulls a nice-sized bankroll out of her apron there. Guess what? It's in Joey Fanta's money clip. No, I'm not shitting you. How do I know? I know, because I gave it to him. And I'm the one got his name, what do you call, engraved in the thing. How many people walk around with the money clip where it reads Joey fucking Fanta? No, I'm serious, my little joke to him, Joey fucking Fanta. Only, it almost reads that. I forgot to see it fucking, and the engraver didn't tell me I spelled it wrong, but good guy that he was, Joey didn't care enough. That Joey Fanta ain't with good people, alright? Real good apple. So, anyway, second I see that money clip, it was all clear to me that Mrs. L and Tedesco was in cahoots. Two of them done something with Joey Fanta. Damn. I don't know, I thought I was being slick about it, but I guess I showed my cards, because before I know it, Mrs. L, she cold cocks me over the head with the rolling pin, and I'm like, down for the count. I mean, I saw stars. Man, that's smart. Wake up, and I'm here in the fucking freezer, frozen goddamn stiff. It's cold, dark, what the fuck, right? Things are looking pretty grim, but then I step on the sewer grating, and it rocks loose. All I have to do is take the grating off the trap, and long as I can fit, crawl out of here into the sewer and out of there. Probably lets me onto the street somewhere. But I can't even see my hand in front of my face, right? Then it occurs to me, I got a Zippo in my pocket here. I reach in and get it. Like the thing, guess what I see? Right, the sewer grating there, but like the other thing. All around me, like every fucking way. All these like cut up and gutted bodies. Just freaking dangling there. All neighborhood guys who gone missing. I seen their faces plastered on street lamps in every corner of the block. All them just like hanging there on meat hooks all around me. I ain't embarrassed to say, I let out a real girly scream.
Blackout. A warning shot. Lights up on Anthony and Joe at center stage. He's in a guard's uniform, Joe, a barber smock, and a man's fedora.
So far, plan's working like Swiss movement.
I don't even know there was a plan.
I mean, all I had to do was turn up at the gate at the right time in a smock with a bag full of razors, scissors, and shit, and I'm in.
Maybe it's a good thing I didn't know something was up. It would have been tough acting natural.
Just like Tedesco told me, Sikorsky was a big Polak guy with earlobes the size of apricots. He'd be my escort in.
I was in my cell, lying on the bed there, staring up at the ceiling.
I knew I had to think fast. Don't know shit about cutting hair. Once they put an inmate in a smock and plop him down in front of me, the jig would definitely be up.
First I hear the jingle of keys, so I knew one of the guards was walking down the cell block. Probably Sikorsky, it's his watch.
Sikorsky escorts me down a row of cells where I happen to know there's keeping Joe, so I'm ready. See,
Heard some smoke talk going on, so I knew someone else was with them, right?
the minute I see Joe in her cell, I'm on Sikorsky with my razor to his throat.
I couldn't tell that it was Anthony with Sikorsky until I heard the voice, heard him whisper to Sikorsky.
Open that cell or I open your fucking throat.
Quietly, but like real scary.
Got the blade so close his pulse is moving.
Sikorsky keys the cell, they enter. Andy flashes a photo of Sikorsky's wife and kid, and he says,
Got 2 men outside the apartment where your wife and daughter are at. Keep your trap shut and no one gets hurt.
well, you know what, we're out of there, and Anthony is in Sikorsky's uniform.
Perfect fit. Left the balls ass naked locked up back in Joe's cell there.
That's how come I'm in Anthony's barber smock, hair rolled up in a bun under his fedora.
And we just strolled right out the back.
Wow.
Actually, it wasn't exactly that smooth.
Had him fooled for a bit.
Kept telling her, act natural and just walk no matter what, don't be looking back.
Then, someone hollers, "Hey, officer!"
Just keep on walking.
"Hey, officer!"
Whisper to Joe, keep her cool, just keep on walking, head down, eyes straight ahead.
But, he's agitated, and I know, because he's got my arm, and his fingers are, like, digging into my flesh.
Start to run.
He's tugging me along.
I know they're chasing, I can hear the shoes on the pavement behind us. Right, blowing their whistles.
It's all sort of a blur now. I think they might even fire a few warning shots, I'm not sure.
After a block or two, we managed to somehow shake
We
them.
run out the front,
Out the back, couple of shots.
stepped into the subway back
Jumped the
left.
turnstiles on the IRT line.
He yanked me down onto the tracks into the dark tunnel there.
We still lost them before we got there.
Probably.
Had to dodge a train or 3.
I think we're safe, though, no?
Yeah. I looked at the motorman each time the train passed, never laid eyes on us.
Inched our way down the track to the next subway stop.
Stepping over squealing rats.
Sloshing through filthy, dirty puddles.
Groping around.
Total darkness.
Hopped up onto the platform here when no one was looking, blended in with the rest of the other strap hangers here.
Anthony winces.
What is it?
Anthony opens his jacket, revealing a rapidly spreading blood stain on the front of his shirt.
Must have took one of them warning shots.
They embrace tenderly. Blackout. Diced, sliced, and ready to be spiced. Tedesco and Mrs. Leonetti in the barber shop.
Told you we should have done him with Joey Fanta.
Everything's gonna be all right.
He's gonna pull a Judas on us, you watch.
He ain't gonna squeal to the wall. Like I said, he's locked away in the freezer.
Handing her a razor.
Here, you got us into this mess, now you get us out of it.
What?
Go down and finish him.
Me?
Slit his throat.
I'm not gonna...
Yes, you are.
How come I have to?
Because I'm waiting here for the judge, that's how come.
I'll wait for the judge and call you if he comes.
You kidding me? You probably froze a fucking guy to death. How long you got him down there for?
A half hour or something, I don't know.
Give me back the razor. Guy's a fucking fudgicle by now.
You think?
Come, I'll show you. Now I figure it won't take but a second to prove it to her, so we go downstairs, okay?
We walk into my shop. We got a customer.
Guess who's standing there, pulling on a buddy smoked onto the filter?
Just waiting for someone to serve him a slice.
The gooch.
He's ringing the bell there, see, by the counter. A real puss on his ugly face. He goes,
Why, you're fucking deaf standing here 5 fucking minutes.
sorry, sir, what'll it be?
Give me a piece of that sausage bread you got there, would you?
Coming right up.
Don't heat it up too much neither. Don't want the roof of my mouth all fucked, hear me?
Sure thing.
They didn't give me the one sober. It says, what you looking at, shit stain? I go, don't you remember me? I can see him interviewing his brains there. I swear the guy's head's starting to smoke. Finally he goes, hey, the barber, right? Now before you go giving the guy too much credit, remember I'm downstairs from my shop, wearing my barber smock, okay? My hands stitching his lapel here, no less.
He's wolfing the sausage bread down.
I can hardly contain myself knowing the guy's stuffing his face with his old buddy Remo, who come in for a little off the top and sides on Tuesday.
And of course he tells me he got a problem with the whole sausage to bread ratio thing.
The guy's always throwing his fucking weight around.
Always.
Every bite ought to have a piece of sausage.
Remo.
Every bite, dough, what the fuck?
Sorry about that.
Least you could do is toss in a couple of garlic knots on the house.
And Tedesco, here. This is a classic. He comes back with this.
Yeah, how's about a shave and a haircut? My treat.
The Gooch considers. Then, finally,
Your treat? You got yourself a deal.
and up they go. I sit there on a stool by the kitchen and wait, but I'm relatively sure the Gooch ain't coming back down.
Not in one piece, he ain't.
A couple of minutes pass. What do I hear?
Plunk of the dumbwaiter there.
Open it up. What do I see?
The gooch all diced and sliced.
And ready to be spiced.
Mrs. Leonetti recedes into darkness.
Got a little carried away with myself when I come upstairs to the gooch there. But can you blame me? Anyway, I neglected to flip the sign and draw them blinds. I'm rushing, I guess, anxious about the arrival of the judge, I suppose. Getting sloppy. So anyways, I'm on all fours right there, middle of the shop, scrubbing the linoleum there, when all of a sudden the door dings. I mean, I'm caught dead to rights, right? Knee fucking deep in a pile of guts, organs, and whatnot. I hear a creak, look up, and who do I see?
A light finds the beggar woman.
That beggar lady I seen around the neighborhood shaking people down for pocket change. She's peeping through the crack in the door there. Petrified, frozen fucking stiff, or wouldn't you be? I mean, you drop in on your local merchant and catch the guy collecting body parts in the middle of the floor. Tell me your cage wouldn't be just a light rattle. She's staring at me. Standing, mouth open, catching flies, right? I rise and I go to her mumbling something about how it ain't what she thinks. Maybe it was the nerves talking, but last thing out of her mouth before I slash her throat is something like,
I know you! I don't believe it. You're my...
The beggar woman disappears into darkness.
no time for butchering. Judge is long overdue. I stuck her ass into the dumbwaiter hole. Might have snapped a couple of her bones forcing her in, but she ain't gonna need them where she's going. Send her downstairs to Leonetti there. Didn't even get a chance to wipe the sweat off my brow, and bam! There goes the bell on the door again. This is getting to be a pretty busy day, am I right? At least this time the shop's clean as a whistle, and this time, thank fucking God, at last it's the judge. He goes to me, just walks right in the door, goes to me, where's she at, Tedesco? I can pretty much tell him anything, right? Got him right where I want him. I own his ass now. I go, she's safe. She'll be here in a few minutes. I can tell you this, you'll be proud of her. The sailor, he didn't lay a finger on her. She kept herself real pure. All she's talking about is getting back in your, what do you call, good graces there. She knows she screwed up with you, wants to make it all up to you. Now I got the judge eating out of my hand. She said that. She wants to make it up to me. I go to him. You know how it is with these fucking plots. Little cock teasers they all are. She just played a little hard to get what you was all. You know, running around with that sailor there. She's just teasing, trying to get your back up. You showed her who's boss, sending her away to that hen pen there. I can see I got him hot in the zipper. He's starting to let his guard down, right? You say she's supposed to be here any minute, huh? Any minute I go. Why don't you have a seat? I'll freshen you up a little. Get rid of that 5 o'clock shadow you're working. He don't even bat an eye. In the chair he goes. While he's getting settled in his seat, I strap my blade and stare down at that throat there. I want a little satisfaction here. I've been waiting over 20 years for this moment. Nothing like a good piece of ass, I say to him. He gives a proud little chuckle there. And that one, that Joe, in my book, she's way upstairs. You was one lucky guy. Oh yeah, she's a real honey, all right. Yes, sirree. A real humdinger from Dingersville, I go. Just like your old lady, I whisper in his ear. Now his eyes are closed, and my face is right over his. After I drop that last comment, I can see his eyelids do a little flutter. He just goes, mm-hmm. Her mom's now, she was a real beaut. Gotta hand it to the guy, he's a cool under fire. He just keeps his eyes closed and says, no moms, did you? You can say that, sure. I was married to her. Suddenly his eyes open wide like saucers, and I'm staring him right in his ugly fucking face. Bianchi, he shrieks. Only he don't get it all out, because his throat already been slit. See, the thing about cutthroat is you don't die from bleeding to death. That's the, what do you call, common misconception. No, you drown in your own blood is what happens. It's true, look it up. And the thing about drowning, it's one of the most pleasant ways to go. You just sort of drift off pleasantly, quietly. Well, I couldn't have the judge handing in his dinner pail like that after all the pain, suffering,